narcissism. And had a good conversation today where we talked about, varying degrees of it, what it looks like, how it affects people, how do people become vulnerable to it. And, it's easy to to just say, lay in victimhood, just say, like you wasn't accountable for the decisions that you made. Then it's another thing to, have some kind of weird connection to someone that's, you know, unhealthy for you, you know, and so much so that it causes you illness, like always in a bad mood, never on your, on your best behavior. Some people put you in a low spot, if you allow 'em. And, I've been, looking at some stuff about um just because, you always want to be aware of yourself. You don't want to be so unaware of how you moving around and how you affecting other people that you could be your own problem. You know what I'm saying? This is why like a level of objectivity is required, because it's, everything's bigger than you. So what we do matters, to other people, whether we see it or not. Everybody's got blind spots, and everybody should want to improve those blind spots. I know I want to work on mine. So I think that that's what, a lot of this friction, and in terms of, how we actually connect to each other, it it revolves around a degree of selfishness, because that's where, like you start getting to your friction points. So somebody wants something more than the other person. Somebody feels entitled. You know, some things just, have boundaries where conflict is inevitable, because all boundaries don't mean nothing's going to happen. The boundary actually is where things take place. So the the conflicts that people have, you know, there's always somebody that's pushing the barrier of potentially, coming off as being a narcissist. Now, we aren't diagnosing anyone. We're talking about just the characteristic behavior that's easily documented, stuff that you can go read and to easily make an observation. And if you're objective enough, you'll, try to see if you've been that person. That way you can improve. So you got to see it from the other side, you know, and that's what the show is about. Is self improvement. What's going on, Jess? Appreciate you for tuning in. Yeah, man, this is about trying to just improve and build better relationships with each other, you know. And we're gonna have a conversation tonight about that in more depth, because there are people that, desire connection, but they don't know, how to make those connections. And sometimes they'll see the wrong behavior and swap it out for something that it's not. And people will do that to either sabotage themselves, or, or just manipulate a situation. You know, some people just don't, they only want chaos, man. Some people do. Some people just like that. And that's what, like all of my commentary, my content has been dedicated to just showing a divide between a disciplined and an undisciplined mindset. So a narcissist, would definitely be somebody you want to look out for, to see if you're either the one that's doing the manipulating, or someone's manipulating you, or somebody you might be able to see from the outside looking in. Because sometimes you got to be able to help, your kids, your family members, whoever you're responsible for in your tribe. You know, you don't want to see anybody endure unnecessary, abuse, and you want to be able to, you know, hang on a second. Yeah, sorry about that glitch. Um, yeah, that was Antoine. Let me know he was late, like as if I didn't already know. So, yeah, I'm saying about being able to watch out for the people that's in your tribe. You know, because you got to be, um, able to give what you would expect to happen to you naturally. You know what I'm saying? and, and so you got to see the other side of things, man. That's where we are in life, in terms of technology, time, things going by very quickly. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta look at things from the future. You know what I'm saying? Because you like sitting in a spot where you can kind of see them without trying to be too arrogant about it. You know, because that defines, what I'm saying, part of your personality too. How you feel entitled to the future. Yeah, it's cool to work for it for sure, but you don't want to take it for granted either. So we want to make sure that the things that we don't take for granted, we want to be able to protect ourselves. Like this life thing ain't hard if you got your health and your mind. You got your health and your mind, you're gonna be all right. So, but you got to know how to be around and know when not to be around. That is important. So, what's going on? You know, few people in the chat. Hey, to the people that's over on YouTube, glad y'all can join us. Glad you can join us. I apologize for my raspiness today. Um, so yeah, the way that you see people behave without you involved is a very good skill to have. People like to say that they're watchers and observers, but you gotta know what you're looking at. You know what I'm saying? So I like to look at patterns, so I don't really jump up at any given one, two, or three things. I had to see it happen in segments. You know what I'm saying? To say, hey, we might need to talk about that. So most people are gonna have a pattern. They're gonna have a like you can count on it as soon as you know what their triggers are. They got visible triggers almost. And tonight we're gonna talk about that. Guaranteed. I got a good feeling it's gonna come up. I think you're gonna see it happen real time. Real time. So doing some stuff backstage. Y'all don't mind me. Yeah. So we are gonna cross over into a lot of good new content also because starting I'm no longer going to be doing the morning show. I'm going to move into a new project that's going to take place on Sundays called The Social Contract. And it's going to be a good panel of men discussing, how to bridge generational gaps between the mid 40s men and the late 20s, early 30s men. I believe that that's a worthy um, mission to try to bridge that gap because we got a lot of disconnects too. You know what I'm saying? I say, yeah, women have no code, and that's because men have to fix ours. So creating a conversation about the social code that men should follow and what they have, and building on that is what I'm going towards on my next venture. So I appreciate everybody that's been a support on the platform for the morning show. We're gonna continue to do the evening show. You're gonna see this to evolve a little bit more too. So I really appreciate the people that show up and participate in the conversation in the comments. Big shout out to Jess, you know, and what my friend Didi at, man? She made it yet? And you guys should join the Facebook group too. Hey Jess, can you do me a favor and drop that link in the chat too? I need to start putting that in my caption. So yeah, this things are evolving, man. We got a good Facebook group that, you know, should join if you want to ask some questions and get some good dialogue and network with some smart people. You know what I'm saying? That's what we want to do. I got to creating a space for that too. You know what I'm saying? So eventually, we want to get it to a point where we can do better networking with each other. And yeah, so big adventures moving forward and trying to make a play. You're welcome to join. I'm trying to get to some money, and I know plenty of people got the same objective. But we want to have a good conversation with the right people, people that you can trust, and that's why we got to have these conversations because it's like vetting. You got to vet people, man. You got to vet better. Too many people ended up being victims of, misplaced emotion. Too old to be doing that. So we gotta identify the stuff that we can change and the stuff that we, just gotta live with. So tonight, I'm gonna put some of this which is more dangerous. Yeah, that's what I want to do. All right. I'll put this question up here. All right. So one of the questions tonight is going to be, which is more dangerous, a yes man or a narcissist? Which one is more dangerous? Because the is dangers on both, on any of them, right? Anybody that has the answer yes for everything is going to eventually be a liability, in my opinion. And as far as the narcissist is concerned, it could be just selfish disregard. So it's like both are completely unhealthy. Completely unhealthy, for whatever scenario that you can think of. Like which one, like that's a lot to think about. So I came up with a complicated question because you got to decide, because something is present in everybody, right? And it's a lot of yes men out here. A lot of yes men. That's just the way it comes, and you got to decide what you can manage and what you can deal with, because regardless if you're not one of these types, if you're not one of these types, you have to deal with these types differently because they exist, and you gotta move around them. Everywhere you go, there's a yes man that can change, the outcomes of a situation. There's a narcissist that can change the outcome of a situation. So your main conflicts in life are going to be between those two types of people. They exist. And in that, you're gonna have conflicts with relationships just because of this variable right here. You got, you know what I'm saying, like a yes man mentality. This is about mentality, man. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily a man or a woman, because anybody can have a yes man behavior. There's a bunch of people that can say yes to anything, and a yes man is usually not used in a healthy context. I've never heard a yes man being a good thing. Never. And that type of man's mindset, if applied to a man, is going to definitely attract him a narcissist. So if you are not really understanding exactly what I'm saying, like, you've seen relationships where a yes man is in a relationship with a woman that don't respect him, and he feel like he got to ride it out. You got Antoine. Let him scoot up in his little high chair.
Yes, sir.
What are you? Welcome. Are you ready?
2 seconds.
You need time?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good. Let's do it.
Yeah, man. You popped in right in time, you know.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I just got through, holding up traffic, monologuing, and
So sorry.
No, it's no big deal. But no, I was addressing tonight's topic, and
What is tonight's topic?
it's right on the screen. You popped up right in time. You know what I'm saying? Tell me
Which
what
is
your
more
thought is.
dangerous, a yes man or a narcissist? I'd go a yes man.
Break it down for me.
Well, a yes man can get you injured, because he's saying yes to everything you do without your best interest at heart. He's saying yes for his benefit. Right? So if he's saying yes for his benefit, he's doing it because it serves him a purpose. He's not doing it for you. Right. It's like a lot of people would have been saved had people just been honest with them and tell them what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. You know that old saying?
Yeah, I'm with you.
So,
yeah.
A narcissist, he just needs to be put in check sometimes. We all have one of those friends, but you can put them in check, and they conduct themselves a certain way around you if you let them. But it's easy. At least they're honest, and it's all about them. But they're honest with you, and you can put them in check. But that's a narcissist, though. But a yes man, you don't know if he's there for him.
I like the way you broke that down about the narcissist, man. Like you, because everybody's got a bit of a narcissistic, trait to them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it's all about how it's expressed, though. You know what I'm saying? I think there's got to be a way it's got to be expressed. Because like when you think about, like when people say someone's arrogant, right?
Right.
That might be accompanied with somebody's perceived. They might think that person's a narcissist, so it's easy to say that person's arrogant. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Versus saying that person's extremely confident because they're highly, successful in this other area. They have an earned level of arrogance. I guess that's what the best way to say it. Unearned arrogance versus earned arrogance.
Right.
So there's definitely a difference.
I would see it.
Yeah. There's definitely. I was about to say it's definitely there's a degree of difference. You know what I'm saying, to it, because like you said, you can. It can be checked because they still have to operate in the world with other people. So so they got to be able to talk to somebody.
Yeah, narcissist is all about them, So they're, but they don't know any better. until somebody puts it in their face and say, "Bro, what are you doing? You can't be doing that."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas but a yes man, you never know why he's saying yes. If he's saying yes for himself, for his opportunities with you, and that's like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. I don't
Yeah.
think so. You know,
Yeah.
I rather have a narcissist. Well, we all have a narcissist friend. Somebody that's rather it be a woman or a man. We all have one. There's always one in your life, you know, when you come across them. And I think that it's part of human nature. You know, a narcissist is just is like an exaggerated version of having an ego.
You think it's just a spectacularized word?
Yeah.
You think it's just, yeah, I can see that. It's almost like a buzzword to a degree.
Yeah. I think every successful, truly successful person has a bit of narcissism that got him there, because they didn't care about anybody's feelings. You know, it was all about them and how they felt. And you know, it's like when you're rich, you only give. I mean, the rich only do charity events so they can get a tax write-off. It's not like they want to give their money away.
Yeah, of course they gotta have justified.
So, you know, and I believe that you know, they can be a narcissist. I mean, if you go into their house, it's all about them showing you around. It's not like, you know, you ask to see it.
Yeah, that's a big difference, right there.
Yeah.
That's a huge difference. Hey, well, let me show you, you know, everything in here. So
they can't wait to show you something. Look at this, and you're like,
yeah, it's cool.
How does that help me though? But okay, let's go.
Yeah, cool story, bro. Right?
Yeah, let's get to the finish line already.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I see it.
Yeah, because I look at it like it's not a new discovery, but I don't know if people are really talking about it, you know, the way it needs to be discussed, because like these people exist. You're gonna have to deal with them. No different than, you know, like you're gonna have to deal with bad traffic, or you know what I'm saying, depending on where you live or whatever weather that goes with it. You can't live up north and then complain about snow all the time. That's just, you know, you choose to live there. You know,
I tell you one thing. If I tell you one thing, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, they all would have been alive if they didn't have yes people around them. If somebody would have really slapped Michael in the face, but bro, like a brother that was really there and go, bro, what the fuck you doing in your face? You know, you don't look like us no more, right? Like, you know, be straight with that vitiligo.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like, you can't really go on television and say, what's wrong with sleeping in your bed? Shit like, come on, what's wrong with you? I got family too, man. I got my kids going to school and they see Uncle Michael talking shit like that. They don't want me to have a sleepover. My kids are losing friends because of you. You know, if they had somebody like that, if Whitney had somebody saying, "Really, you gonna go for that thug life?
Oh, man, you
really going for that guy? The man can hardly form a sentence besides on stage, and you're really gonna go for him? Shit like that." Or if, you know, Amy Winehouse, let me have a friend that's gonna shoot up with me so I can die early. All them died early. Them died because they didn't have people to put them in check.
Yeah. Hey, you're right.
Remember that time? Who was it? Your friend, or was it your friend that was talking? I don't know if it was. No, it was with Garfield, and the guy was saying he's letting his friend be obese and he's rich and all this. And I'm like, why'd you tell him like lose fucking weight? Remember that guy?
Yeah.
And I'm like, he goes, well, he's worth this amount of money, and we're friends, and he can create. And I'm like, but you ain't a friend then. You're a yes me man, because you know he's supposed to lose weight in order to get into shape and live a longer, healthier, prosperous life. No, but you can't tell him because he's making $2 million and he's making a killing. And I'm like, I don't want a guy like that around me.
Yeah.
You know?
I get it.
But, you know, like, it's so easy to be an asshole because it doesn't take effort.
Yeah.
You know, but when you have to be nice, it takes effort. And you know, you can't make bad. What do I tell you? I say you can't make bad news sound pretty. It's still bad news. So just tell me. You know.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. But you know, that would be taking accountability.
Yeah. Somebody just said that in the comments. It said a lot of truth to that. Accountability is everything. Yeah.
You remember I told you, even in my own personal life, man, I might have to consider some changes over here.
Hey, look, that's very important, right? So, because
Dude,
I was going to ask.
I am realistic.
Hey, hold up, before you
I
get
am
into it,
realistic, boy. I don't care
hey,
what anybody says. I
hey,
got good people around me, good friends around me that say, hey, you know, you got to put a deadline on stuff. You got to be realistic, Antoine. You got to be this. And I'm glad I have them. You know, they don't sugarcoat nothing. And I'm
okay,
talking, some of them are girls too that I can really lean on, even though people say, oh, you can't have girls as friends. Well, I'm able to think without my dick, so I'm able to have friends like that, you know.
oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
you know, I'm able to have friends like that.
yeah.
You
So,
know?
which brings me up to my next question.
Which is
Let's see here. Boom. What are some examples of the behaviors of a narcissist? Because you were, so this is the reason why, like, the timing of it was so epic just when you said it.
right.
Because you said you got to get ready to make some adjustments, right? You
Yeah.
said, yeah, because, like, would you say that if you could not adjust, that person, that's that behavior of a narcissist at some point? Because maybe they can't adjust.
A narcissist, yeah, a narcissist, it'll take a heck of a movement for him to adjust, a heck of an incident for him to adjust. Like it has to be something major that causes a shift. Somebody to really put him in check, maybe a good beating. Um, you know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe something like that because he's so strong-headed, and you know, it's like you really have to
I
put him
love
in.
your first answer was just a good beating.
Yeah, good beating. Like you can't bring that shit around here. I don't know if you realize you're not exactly at your home. You know, and some people, it's
Hey,
true, man. You know.
I feel like we skipped right to beating. I like
Okay.
you.
Well, break it down. I mean, I just like
No,
that's
no, it's like no, it's just funny that that's the first thing that you said because like I'm like okay, what about maybe recommending some kind of professional assistance or something like that.
but you can't. You know, you can't do that with a narcissist. You know, it's like a person that's a millionaire. What do you give him as a present?
yeah, I get it.
I mean, how do you shop for a millionaire? A guy
So
that
you're
has
saying like so basically what you're saying is based on just his status, you would let him know what the severity of the situation is. Like you got a lot going on that you can enjoy your life with, make some changes, pretty much.
right.
That's the way, yeah, that's the way you're looking at it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's why you go right to the beating.
You're right to the beat. You got to go for the jugular. You got to really make him see the error of his ways. You know,
Yeah,
like you got to really say, "Hey, bro, come on. I knew you since you were a kid. You know,
yeah,
you that don't all that status you have really. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Save that for the guys outside your front door. It's me. Let's
Hmm.
talk. I think that you have to reach them hard. You have to go for the jugular. Some people need that. You got to go for the jugular vein. You know, you got to make them bleed out.
Man, do you think that how coachable do you think you are? You know what I'm saying? Because I think about this about
You
myself
mean
all the time.
cultural? Explain that. What
No,
do you,
like coachable, like meaning that somebody can come in and give you advice and you can take
dude?
it.
I am the biggest. I'm not gonna struggle with you. If you talk to me about real estate, I'm shutting up. I'm like, okay, Vic. I'm going to you for real estate. I'm not gonna pretend I know stuff. I'm not gonna pretend what I seen on a movie or a seminar I went to, and I'm bouncing things off of people. I have no time to waste. When I went through some tough times in my life, I wasn't trying to figure it out myself. I just went to get help. I'm not gonna, I'm not. I don't think a man has time to struggle. I think you need to go get the help you need, get yourself fixed, drop your ego, you know what I mean, and get it done. I'm not. If you want to talk about art design, like I said, just give me the picture, Vic. Let me just do this for you because if you're gonna try to for me to just give me the damn thing, let me do it for you. You upload it, but let me do it for you. Clean it up. Boom, 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 boom. Put it back.
Right.
Why are you gonna waste time saying where should the writing be, Antoine? How should I? How like? Just give me the
Yeah.
image. You know,
Yeah, definitely.
like that.
Because yeah,
Yeah, because why are you wasting time, dude? All you need to do is upload it and get it moving. And if I know it's gonna take me 10, not even 10 minutes, and it's gonna take you 2 hours or 3, try to figure it out, dude, give me the 10 minutes, man.
yeah. I'm gonna have to
Keep
go
it
learn how
simple.
to use a whole system again and
Yeah,
like
what
it's
for? I
so much
mean,
so
you
much
know,
education.
Ways
Yeah,
to
be
do it.
held
I'm
up.
not gonna, if you say there's a building to invest in, I'm gonna say, okay, I just need to know one thing. What are the numbers? What am I getting out of it? What's the return? How long am I in for? The basic questions that let me know how long I'm tied up into this shit. And then something I can bring to somebody else for a second opinion. And then that's it. After that, here's a check. Do your thing. This is what you said I'll get on this day. I'll talk to you then. I'm not going to hound over you for something I know nothing about.
Right.
You know about what is it, BRBs or whatever they're called again?
Yeah, Airbnb.
Airbnb. Hey
Yeah.
Vic, how do I get into Airbnbs? I'm not gonna go on YouTube, try to find a channel to explain it to me, then go back to you, hey Vic. No, I'm not doing all that. I don't doing all that.
Mm-hmm.
I think people need to drop their ego, say they don't know, and get on with it.
Right.
You know? That's what I think.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yep. It's like this YouTube channel. You know more about it than me. I'm asking you guys in Garfield. Hey, you guys know that? Holy shit, that's how you do it. I mean, I bought the Lee's attorney class to learn this stuff, right? I'm not gonna waste time. I could go on YouTube channels and hear what the lead, but I want to just get to the source, man.
Yeah, you take some things you got to take a direct access.
I'm gonna invest in myself.
Right.
I'm not wasting money when I invest it into myself. I don't think anybody should know that. When people are scared to invest it, are you investing in yourself? You shouldn't be scared if you rely on your skills.
Yeah, seriously.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't lose betting on yourself.
You can't lose betting on, and even if you lose, you don't feel as bad because then you say, okay, next time I got to do better. You know?
Right.
That's what if I'm gonna write a book, why am I gonna Rick? How do you write a book? I'm not gonna stay at home and read articles and talk to somebody I don't even know on YouTube and email them and shit. Vic, here's the money. How do you write a book? I'd rather pay you and get you as a personal one-on-one that's somebody I know that can give me the answers and I can talk back to them than a stupid stranger that's gonna charge me for every question I ask.
Yep.
Oh shit, if I'm paying you $1,000, shit, I might as well give it to Vic. I mean, I just think that's how what a wolf pack begins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I told you from the beginning, I said, Vic, from now on, when you have an image, just send it to me. It's better you do that than me trying to just put bullet points that I need to know what you want to see. I'll send it back to you. Just tell me what. Take out this, put in this. I don't like this color, put that color. Done, finish, here, boom. Yep. And you go about your business. All right?
Yeah, because you there to make the wolf pack efficient.
That's it. That's what I'm here for. Yeah. You know? But yeah. Did I answer the question? Did we answer that question?
Yeah, like some of the examples of the behaviors of a narcissist, because like you were talking about, you got to make some adjustments on some of your own requirements, right?
Right.
Like and as far as like relationships are concerned, and if you get to a certain spot and you won't change your, like if you're not adjustable, that is a good indicator. That's in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like if you couldn't adjust, like. Because there's plenty of people that's in yours, in a situation like yours, that they still stuck on this $1 million dream. You know what I'm saying? This,
right?
Like thinking that they can have it all. And
I'll tell you what I did want to touch base on though.
What'd you do? Yeah, what are you talking about?
I wanted to talk about these young men today.
Mm-hmm.
These young guys today. What triggered it is what we had to talk the last time, and I didn't get a chance to really go into it, but I'll just do a quick.
No, we can talk about it.
I think you need to put a time limit on how long you're going to suffer with something. I think you need to put a time limit on how long you're going to mourn something. Well, mourning is a little different. I take that back because everybody. Well, put it this way: mourning by yourself and not getting help. How about that?
Okay.
I think you need to put a time limit on this shit because too many people are wasting time trying to figure things out by themselves. And then the next thing you know, 2 years, a year goes by. A year is a long time, man. And that's a long time to not make a move on something. And when I say not make a move, meaning you're talking about the same shit and you didn't get help to fix it. You didn't talk to the right people to get yourself moved forward. But you need to put a time limit on how long you're going to feel sorry for yourself. I think men need to do that, right? That's part of growing up from the situation. And I don't think enough people do that. And I had that problem too when I was younger. And I used to dwell on something forever. you know, but you can't change what's behind you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I'm not saying it's easy, but build a bridge and get the fuck over it, dude. Like, oh my God, man, how long are you gonna let this thing hold you back? So I think men need to put a time limit on how long they're gonna keep this in their mind or work on stuff. When they say they're working on themselves, I think they need to know how long are you willing to work on yourself? Because working on yourself is something somebody does every day in development. I'll always be working on myself, you know. But working on issues that I have to get over, oh hell no, I ain't wasting time on that. I got to get over the issue because you know what? If I made a really big mistake with you, Garfield, I'm gonna apologize. I'm gonna come at you sincerely. I'm gonna ask you what it is of me that you need in order for me to get back into your good grade. I'm gonna give you the open door, and then I'm fucking walking if you don't contact me. I'm good. I did my part. I expressed that I was sorry. I meant it. I was sincerely reaching out to you. After that, you like me, you don't like me. I really don't care. I'm sleeping good at night because I did my part. And I think men need to do that. You know, because nothing's unforgivable. Who are we not to forgive, right? You know, and I think that's part of accountability. I think men need to say, hey, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. And, you know, people don't like to say I'm sorry, eh? Because that would require defeat.
Yeah. Hey, you know what, man? Hey, look, I say all the time, man, that people have a dangerous need to be right. And that's
Yeah.
the danger part. You know what I'm saying? Because some people don't want to take a L.
You got to take an L, man.
You
You
gotta take
have
an
to
L.
say you're sorry. You made a mistake. And it's okay to say when you're driving your car, you're lost. It's okay. You know what I mean? You thought you knew where it wasn't there, and you made a mistake, you
Yeah.
know? And I don't see anything wrong with that. I really, really don't. And I think more men, young men, need to do that. Need to be able to say, you know what, bro? You know that old, you know, like how sometimes you call somebody, oh, I didn't get your message, and you look at them and like, bro, you know this is a cell phone, right? You can drop it in the water, get a new phone, and my text is gonna be right there. You know what that blue dot means. You can get back to me while you're in the bathroom. Like, just be straight with me. It's okay. It's good. Just say you didn't have the time to get back to me, and you didn't care to. I'm not gonna be mad at you, but I know
Yeah.
that's hard. I do it too sometimes. You know.
Yeah.
I'm putting myself in that boat too.
Yeah.
But to say sorry is something that people. I love saying sorry. I have no problem because you know when like the other day I got in a fight with somebody, not physical, but a fight. And then after I said all what I said and all that, even though I know he was mad and he was in the wrong, I felt bad about it. And I'm like, man, you know, let me just call. See, listen, bro, I'm sorry for all the stuff I said. You know, even though I know he was wrong, I'm still gonna say that now, just in case he's watching. But I just wanted to apologize for the sake of the friendship.
Wait, so lean into the. Hold on. Let me get this documented. Hey, go ahead. Apologize. Go ahead.
I'm not apologizing. I'm just saying, like, I was sorry for the things I said and what I said and how I said it. And I went for the jugular below the belt, as they say. But we both brought it there. And, but he didn't call me. And, you know, I know he wasn't going to call me. But, dude, I felt like I was doing my work. And I'm like, you know, what am I doing, man? That guy's my friend. At least let me apologize. So I did. I didn't even text him. I called him up, even though I knew he wasn't going to pick up. I left a long message. And I said, at the end of the day, man, I'm sorry. I hope we can just put this behind us, find a solution. And I go, if you never call me again, hey, at least you know I said I was sorry and I apologize. But if you never call me again, all good, no problem. That's how I said it. Something like that, along those lines.
Man, look.
Because you know what? I wanted to release myself of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't want to sleep with it. I didn't want to carry it. And I felt bad about it. You know?
Because it was unnecessary.
It was. It really, I was childish. I was stupid. You know? Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what I learned from that.
Man, you know,
that accountable masculinity shit, that's real.
I'm telling you.
It's real, and it works for both men and women. You got to be accountable for you know.
Say that again. Hold on. Let me clip that. Look, say that again.
I said that accountable masculinity is real shit. It works for both men and women. Accountability is something that people have a hard time doing, because in order to take accountability, you have to drop your ego and you have to say you're sorry and you have to accept the wrath that comes with those two things gone. That's all I'm saying. That's how I feel. Mm-hmm.
That's solid, man. Like I appreciate the nod, Antoine, because
It's true, man. You always preach about it, and I always, in the beginning, I was always like, "What the hell is this accountability? It doesn't deal with money, but it's accountability." I'm like, "Oh, whatever." But then after, when you really function in life and you say, "You know what? You can actually, if you really pinpoint your life as you operate every day, you can see where you were accountable and not." You know, when you tell a little white lie, that's not being accountable. You lying.
Yeah, so don't put yourself in situations where you gotta lie.
You know, I feel good when I lie for my family, but I don't feel good when I lie for my friends. Because but you know, if it's my bro, I'm gonna get him out of trouble. But if you know, that's family. I don't mind lying for my family, but I ain't lying for my friends. I can't do that. You know. You know what I mean?
That situation.
And, you know, I thought about what we said the last time too. I'd even lie to get myself out of a situation with my girlfriend or my wife just to not hear it. I'm able to sleep at night with that.
Oh gosh, look at this lighting. I tried.
Hey, I haven't seen you in a long time.
Hey.
Wait, don't tell me. I'm not gonna remember your name. I'm bad with names.
Oh my gosh.
But I remember it was the first time we talked though. Star? Is it Star? Okay, yep. There you go.
Hey.
Hey, Star. Oh yeah, that's right. Double R. I should have remembered that.
Yes. How have you been?
Good. You?
Yeah. Well, I can't complain.
How come you haven't been around?
Oh my goodness. I have honestly been like so busy, but I'm here now.
Good for you. Good for you. Well,
good stuff though. Good stuff.
There you go. Star.
What's going on, Star? How you been?
Oh man, I've been good. I can't really complain. You know, I'm just actually, only thing I can really complain about right now is I really tried to get this lighting right, and it just I don't know, man. I don't know. I tried, but I'm here.
No, hey, that's what counts, you know. So
you can see the veteran though. You can see that.
Yeah, I see you. Yeah, I see you. You got your gear on, you know.
Yeah.
So I know you came here to think. You got your thinking cap on, right?
There you go.
I like that.
So I'm gonna go back to this question I asked Antoine earlier. I want to get your take on it.
Mm-hmm.
Which one was that?
Which is more dangerous, a yes man or a narcissist?
Oh. Oh man. I mean, honestly, I feel like both are one and the same. So, you just got to pick which personality that you can handle the most. Me personally, I the yes man, to me, they're already borderline narcissists. They just don't realize it. That's why they're yes men. I know some people are like, what does that even mean? But it's a form of manipulation in a way. Narcissists, well, they obviously they use their power against other people of manipulation, but to me, I think a yes man is probably more dangerous. At least if a woman gets a narcissist, at least it can pop her ego a bit. It may help her grow. I'm not saying that's something that's necessary. I'm just saying that is something that has happened. And sometimes narcissists are sent in our lives for a reason to teach us something. But I can't say I've been the victim of a narcissist, but I can't say I have made yes men victims.
Oh man. All right. That's a lot of what you said is what Antoine said earlier too. So you guys got a lot of like similar thoughts on that.
Yeah.
There is another question that we talking about. You want to say anything about that, Antoine, before I move on?
No, right. She mentioned exactly some points that I said, so I'm with her on that.
Yeah. Really? Okay. Well, Antoine agreeing with somebody.
Look, I
agree with a lot of people. I just don't. You know what? Let's talk about that for a second.
I
special.
wanted to get that documented. You see what I'm saying? It's like, what? Antoine's agreeing? Like, that's why I was laughing.
I agree with a lot. I agree with a lot of people. I just don't agree with them because I have to agree with them. I'm going to challenge everything somebody says because I need you to prove what you're saying.
Okay,
That's what I mean. I just don't take it at face value. Like you're if you're covering up, if you're not saying it the way it is, and you're trying to make it sound pretty so you can justify what you're saying, I am not buying that. You know, it's like when you see a fat girl and you tell her she can lose some weight. No, first you tell her she's fat, and then you tell her she needs to lose weight. That's being direct and honest. But when you tell her, well, you know what, you can lose some weight, you're not really telling her she's fat, and that's not cool because she needs to lose weight. That would be it in a square. But you see how you're going like, well, you can't really say that. That's where we're not gonna agree because I'm saying no.
We will agree on that aspect because I have made posts that have been very much kind of on the lines of being mean. But
are you mean though? Wait, are you mean though, or just honest and direct?
Look,
are you mean though? Because I can say Lizzo is fat. Am I lying or am I mean? What am I? Am I telling the truth? You see, that's what I mean. Right there. That's what I'm talking about. You see how
no.
You know she's fat. You know she's 2 tons of fun. You know she needs to drop the burgers. You know this. You know a salad would do her justice, but you don't want to say it because you don't want to sound bad online. And it's like, I don't really want to talk about people like that. And
no, that's not really not my thing. I only say things like that about others if it directly affects me. So only time I complain about the big girls is when I can't get a seat at the pedicure station. They take up the whole fucking station. I mean, big motherfuckers. And they can't even squeeze me in. All the big girls, I swear, I think they have like their alarm clock set like every Saturday to just get up and go hog up all the nail salons. That's the only problem I have. Other than that, I feel like I don't know. I know I'm not trying to be one of them, but I mean, you know, I know some real confident ones. That's
not confidence. They got no choice to be like that. Why do people call that confidence? If you're a big girl, you got no choice to be like that. That ain't confidence. What are you gonna do? Hide?
Wait, Antoine, they have a choice. Everybody has a choice.
But fine, okay, say they have a choice, but that's not confidence. They have no choice but to walk outside. That's not confident walking outside. You have no choice but to wear spandex. Ain't nothing fitting you. That's not confidence. That's you not taking a fork out of your mouth. That's not confidence. Yeah, that's what I mean when people call that confidence. I'm thinking, what's confident about that?
Well, you do have to have some level of confidence to, you know, go outside and still do what you got to do.
So that's a lot of confidence to eat to get you that size, right? Is that what you're saying? She had a lot of confidence eating.
No, I'm just actually trying to be more.
And that's why
nail salons. That's all I've ever had a problem.
And that's why people say it. That's why people say find it strange that I agree with them. See, there you go. There's a perfect example. Yeah.
See, and you know what's so funny? Why did you just now look? Now check this out. He just proved the whole point of the question. You see how that worked? So you asked, what's more dangerous, a yes man or a narcissist? Now, sorry, Antoine, I took this claim before. I'm about to say this about you. It takes one to know one, but we both have some narcissistic qualities. Absolutely. So you just said something. You just said that, what kind of confidence is that to stuff in your mouth and just keeping the fork in your mouth? So I said, which is worse, a yes man or a narcissist? Now, maybe somewhere in the universe, a big girl done heard you, and you probably really maybe inspired her in a very narcissistic way to take the fork out of her mouth. She was probably watching this shit and had a whole fork in her mouth. Look at that. So that answered the question right there. That proved my answer is correct right there.
I said it. I never said it was wrong. You were correct.
No, I was actually agreeing with you, but I was just trying to be kind because I want to welcome our female audience. I don't want to offend them, but I'm just saying, if I'm coming to the nail shop, leave a station open for me, please. Because
but if you're confident, if somebody's confident, you can't offend them. They're confident. What are you worried
You
about?
know what?
What are you worried about? They're confident.
I like that. Okay, you're right about that. You're right about that. But I said it takes a level of confidence to still go out there knowing that you don't fit the beauty standards. It does take a level of confidence now. They still got to go out there and make money to eat. I mean, well, damn, never mind. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
They gonna eat. That's what they gonna do. They gotta make the money to eat. They gonna go to work.
Not like they're gonna miss. It's not like they're gonna miss a meal.
But Antoine, that brings us back to my point to take us back in the circle that's why they hog up the nail shops. They gotta somehow get the confidence. So if you got some badass nails, but you're 450 pounds, you a bad motherfucker, right?
They just got to give you something else. They just got to give you something else to look at.
There you go. So I just need a space. That's all. That's it. That's all I care about.
Okay,
and I don't have no other problem with
I agree with that. All right. I'm glad we agreed. No, I'm happy about this. This is great. This is great stuff.
Let's see here. Let's see. Earlier, I asked Antoine what some of the behaviors of a narcissist was. Was like, give us a, like an example. Like, I don't know. The question I asked Antoine earlier was that because he was talking about his dating preferences is going to change, because at some point, if you can't
it's
change,
not gonna, it's got to change.
If you can't change,
Oh,
would you consider that to be part of the behavior of a narcissist as well?
No, honestly, here's the thing. I really think that it's oh shit, what the hell did I just do?
What you got?
I don't know what the hell.
What are you doing?
I'm messing. I'm trying to see if I can fix the lighting. You know what? Never mind. One of my sons is right here, and he's the one responsible for a reason why I don't have proper lighting to begin with. So we're not gonna go there. Yeah. No, I do think that there are signs there, but what I really believe is that you just haven't met a woman that had the type of audacity needed. That's all. You haven't met that one yet. If you have, then you'll know it. You'll know it because I'm sorry. I'm not trying to say like I can read you, but
No. I'm just saying I need to open up to a bigger pool. Like my pool is very specific right now. I'm just saying like I need to maybe tap into the baby pool and let some of that water drain in. Meaning not younger, but just make the pool bigger, make it more, full court, kind of like going towards full court. Right now I'm in the scrimmage line. Right now I got that scrimmage 3-pointer line. So I got to make it extend it to half.
It's so hard to keep a straight face when I watch him explain stuff.
It's true though. You gotta, it's like you gotta let it. I have to. I have no choice. I have to be realistic to that. And and you know what? I was very specific before, but I'm not talking in my professional life because that she'll never touch. That ain't like no. But in my personal life, I have to be more open-minded. And a friend told me that too. He goes, "You got to be a little bit more open-minded."
That is very good advice.
I
agree.
Yeah, it was good. And he knows me very well, so he was like, "Bro, you got to be a little bit more open-minded. Then maybe your pool become bigger."
So, what's the change in your criteria that you're gonna make? Then?
One of the changes is I have to be. I would like to say softer in my approach. Meaning, when I say soft, wait, I want to say this right because I don't want.
No, I understand where you're.
When I say softer in my approach, I can't make it quick deal breakers like that. I can't deal breaker done, finish it. I have to give some room for error. I have to give like if she's not a gym person, I have to kind of like give her that leeway to introduce her to the gym and be more inviting to it, or invite her into some of the hobbies that I like to do. I can't be like, no, not in the same gym as me. That's my hour, not yours. Go over there. I can't be like that no more. I got to be like, like, oh, let's go to the gym together. All right, you upstairs, be downstairs at the start, something like that. I think like that. I think that's where he's talking about, like, because, I'm very cutthroat. I'm going here and I got to lose that bachelor mindset.
Yeah, you're a true bachelor.
Yeah, really, I am. And I like to cook. I like to do my own thing. I like a clean place. So yeah. So things like that. Like I'm more branching out like that, more maturity in that area.
So what does that? So like, what does that do on the numbers on your pool? Like,
I think that it allows me to call people back, be more punctual with them, be more um, with return calls. Like just don't look further into it and just what's in front of me. Like where could this go? I'm even like I said, I'm not. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna say to that.
gotcha. So.
Yeah. And I think people need to, like, when you get to a certain age, I think you have to change. Like that's changing with the times. You know what I mean? Like I can't wear my sneakers the way I used to wear them before. How about that? There's that sweater that says teenager, and then there's that sweater that says okay, like yeah, I kind of gotta wear that one.
Yeah.
Because you're not fooling nobody. I'm just, if I'm being realistic, right? I think I have to change like that. Yeah.
I think you need to just let shit flow.
That's true too, but like shit always has a way of floating to the top, and I don't exactly want to smell it.
Gosh, there you go.
I'm just saying. I mean,
You know what's so funny, and this, you can I'm not trying to exactly change or expand your criteria there, but if you talk to people who are together, who are very happy, who've been together for a long time, who really have solid relationships, how they met, like they weren't always like the ideal mates. Like there were probably like 5 or 6 different red flags, but
that's a lot of red flags.
The heart, like it probably didn't make sense with what you set up mentally, but is something in the heart was like, I don't know, there's something about this person. So I'm not saying that you should.
That's a lot of red flags, though. 5 or 6.
No, I'm just hypothetical.
Okay.
And these things could be very small, like really insignificant, or significant. It doesn't matter. Everybody has something that you're gonna look at. If you're used to being in your own space and you have another person, the way they chew is gonna get on your nerves. It doesn't matter. It's just you're used to being with yourself. But if you do find your person, there's going to be things that you're going to look at that prior list. You're going to be like, man, I said I wanted this, but I'm not really even tripping off that. Okay, she's not 5'10", maybe she's 5'7", but who cares?
I'm 5'6". I ain't getting no 5'10". Hell no.
But it's just hypothetical.
I'm just messing with you. That's funny. 5'10". Yeah. Hey, honey.
Well, I mean, oh shit. Oh,
I didn't expect that conversation to go in that direction.
That's funny.
I didn't mean you know what? I was just throwing numbers out there.
That's good. No, that's good. I like that.
I'm 5'3", by the way, so make it any,
but what is it? Most women want tall guys anyways, but see, don't twist your head. That's a norm.
Was never.
Not anecdotal. Not anecdotal. I speak in general.
No, seriously, that was never in any factor for me.
But generally, that's like one of the first things to come out of their mouth.
Generally, but that's not exactly realistic. If you look at the numbers, if you look at statistics of how many men are over 6 feet tall.
I know. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I am with you on that. I'm realistic to that. And they're idiots. But most women want a guy that's 6 foot and they don't even look the part. So what do you want me to tell you?
I mean, when people see me with my husband, they're shocked because they were like, "Oh, he's tall." I'm like, he is, and he's a foot taller than me, yeah. But that wasn't something that it was a requirement or anything. I look at character. Mm-hmm. I look at how you treat people.
Yeah, exactly.
I look at how children respond to you.
That's it. Yeah. I look at your family, how you get along with them, if there is one to see,
That's important.
Yep.
You can't get me with good looks. You can't get me with SEX. You can't get me with nothing.
Well, listen, looks get you over there. What comes out of your mouth determines if you'll stay.
Well, looks is a red flag for me.
You know, if looks get you over there. We're men. We're visual. Looks is gonna get me over there. What comes out of your mouth will determine if I'll stay or not. But looks will get me over there. I'm not gonna go over and say, "Boy, you got a beautiful brain." Come on, that's being unrealistic. It's gotta be something to drag a man over there.
Well, you're a man, so of course looks are going to be
we're
the
visual.
thing. But for women, now, I mean, and I, I don't feel that looks should be our initial thing. I don't pay attention to that, and no, I don't. It doesn't.
Come on, you don't want no guy that's fugly. Stop.
Oh,
You don't want no guy that's gonna not compliment you in some way.
Look, me and my ex-husband, when we would go, I'm not calling him ugly, but when we go places, people would just approach me and try to talk to me because they would never expect that me and him would be together. And that me and him,
because you had the looks over him in that department, but don't mean the man was ugly.
I mean,
ugly in a sense because you overpowered him with your beauty.
Well, right? No, but I look at character and then paternal traits and other factors. I mean, of course I don't want someone that is just really got some outrageous ass features. No, I'm not going to sit here and say that, but as a woman, I don't feel like it makes sense for me to focus on beauty. I have beauty. So if I'm coming to have a man, I already got that, so can you give me?
No, but I'm just saying, let's be real. I believe women do look for a guy that is somewhat attractive, but more of what he can do. That's a woman's side, right? That would be a woman's side. Women look for that. I mean, listen, we as men know looks and height goes out the window when you're standing on your wallet. If anybody can that's a fact. We're not stupid. You don't see Kevin Hart wouldn't be Kevin Hart without his money. It's not like people gonna check for a 5'2" guy. Let's be real. His wife is what, 6'1" or 6 foot? Don't tell me she would be with Kevin Hart if he wasn't Kevin Hart.
But Antoine, that only lasts for so long. I even wrote about that in my book.
I know it only lasts for so long. Looks fade and gravity comes to us all, but I'm just talking about the initial attraction that gets you over there. We have to be realistic to that. And I'm saying as men, we have to bring our value. It has to be that way.
Well, looks don't
you want a guy that could provide, at least have a decent job and ain't driving no damn Pinto.
Oh yeah, no, of course not.
Yeah. And I as a man think every man should thrive for that. I think you should thrive to be better all the time.
I look at how he walks. I look at how he carries himself.
Exactly.
Those things. But as far as like how he looks, does he? I don't even look at shoes. I don't look at that. Like my husband.
You ain't going for no beer belly man that's sitting out eating potato chips.
No. But I'm just saying, like, I'm not looking at, is he wearing like the latest Jordan?
No, I'm not. Yeah,
nothing like that. I don't look at stuff like that. I don't look at I don't know. I mean, I understand everybody likes beauty, everybody likes that, but I want something more of substance. Now, my husband, he's very handsome. He just happens to be handsome. But all of the things
he just happened to be. No attraction whatsoever. His spirit is beautiful. But you know what though? Remember I said about those red flags, and some people just overlook those things.
Good looks is a red flag to me, because I'm a self-proclaimed person who said I am indeed a narcissist. So if you're nice looking and I'm nice looking, I can't make you feel like shit because you know that you're not ugly. So I purposely, anyway, I changed. But all I'm saying is I'm telling you, I'm speaking from experience. I'm not one of those women that go for the men that have the most popularity.
Okay, but we can't talk about anecdotal because we're talking on the internet. But I'm saying that in general, I think men, even if a man makes $50K and he has his shit together, he's walking differently than a man in the poverty level. A man making a good salary, he's got his shit together, he has a certain flow about him, and he's focused on him. And you're coming into his world. He's not going into yours, no matter how much money he makes, because he's confident in what he's making and he knows where he's walking to and where he's headed. I'm saying that it's not only about the amount of money you make, but how you carry yourself with the money you have. Right?
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's like that's all I'm saying. But on a realistic level, I think women should look for a man that could be a provider, has a good, see what his family, his background. She should vet him to make sure he can pay the bills. And if he can't pay the bills, as he combined together with you, he can pay the bills. Be realistic. But also I think women need to look in the mirror and see what they can attract. Just like a man should look in his wallet and see what he can't afford.
That's the thing. You're going to confuse a lot of women with that.
Why?
I'm telling you from
why is that confusing to women? You can look in the mirror and see what you're capable of.
Yes, but it's not always realistic. Let me
you
tell you,
may not make it realistic. Listen, society will tell you otherwise and put you in check. Believe me. If you're not in the VIP section, you know where you're. If you're paying to get into,
absolutely,
okay, so you can be a 10 all you want. I don't mind that. But you're not the consumer.
Always get the best treatment. It depends on how they feel about themselves. I know 10s who cannot attract good men. Then they're not
10s. Then they're not 10s.
Yeah, and looks they are 10s. But
listen,
they cannot get what they want. They're still lonely. So if what I'm saying not true, they would be married right now.
Star, that's why women don't judge beauty patterns. You guys think there's 10s when they're not. That's why men make best fashion designers. We know what looks sexy on you. Period. We know what looks sexy on you.
Okay,
we know how to judge
all these beautiful women married. They're now obviously attracting or resonating with the husband type of man.
To me. The more beautiful a woman is, the more higher she thinks she can get status-wise. And I don't blame her.
Not always.
I don't blame her.
Come
on, are you kidding me right now? Halle Berry is one of the most gorgeous women in the world. Every guy she's been with, it was hotter than the next.
But that's Halle Berry.
Okay, but well, that's the level of beauty I'm talking in that area. Now, if a woman is here, you know what men are hitting on you, what you can attract by the women that are coming up to you. You know this.
Now,
if you're only getting hit on with the crackers and the guys at the gas station in the grocery store, you better look in the mirror and say, listen, this is what I'm attracting. Maybe I should change something about me. Maybe so we're on the same page with that.
I agree with you. With beautiful women, like you're gonna attract everything, but it's whatever you resonate with. Because if all these women are attracting men, obviously, but they are only giving their attention to the ones who are whatever they are in focus of. You see what I mean? Like if you're really trying to be someone's wife and you attract a lot of men, one of those men are going to resonate with what you're looking for. That's just the laws of attraction. But if you're on some bullshit, but you still attract every kind of man, you're going to attract those kind because that's who you are.
But if you're a beautiful woman and you know you're getting the looks, you're not oblivious to it. And if you're with a man that's your husband, right? You have to say, I think a beautiful woman, if she found the one and she's with the man that she wants to be with, and he's the guy that's making her happy, she's got to say to herself, men are always going to look at me because I am fine, but I already found my diamond, so I'm good. And she's got to ignore those other looks. Beautiful women have a hard time doing that.
I do it every day.
Listen to me. And this is a fact. Men need to understand, okay? Men need to really understand this. Women don't need to tell you they're beautiful anymore because they can go on Instagram and get 12,000 men telling them. So they don't need their man to tell them they're beautiful anymore. Honey, you may not find me attractive, but these 12,000 over here do.
Let me tell you, if I could be ugly in the eyes of every man out there and it wouldn't affect me whatsoever. It wouldn't affect me.
Because you have one.
As long as my husband thinks I'm beautiful.
Exactly. Keywords because of my husband. That's keywords right there. Talking. Let's speak of the ones that don't have one.
Well, that's different because they have
what we're talking about. But that's what I'm talking about.
You're saying, but you just said that beautiful women, they would still desire that. No,
I said they have to give up that desire of other men looking at them if they found the diamond that they're with. They have to sacrifice that part.
It's not a sacrifice, though.
Well, most of them would think so because they're saying they have to ignore all those other guys because they're coming home to this guy. You have to.
And they're not ready to settle down because I can say in my younger years that was hard for me because I got a lot of attention. I still do, and I'm middle aged. But
you're able to say I'm coming home to my husband. You're making that. Yeah. Okay, that's a sacrifice you're making. It's not like you have to. That's a sacrifice you're making because you're content with what you have and you want to come home to him. So you have no problem ignoring the other men that are giving you attention. And you know they're giving you attention. You're not blind to it. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. That's what women that are beautiful have a hard time doing today. That's why you have OnlyFans. That's why you have Instagram. That's why you have Facebook page. Because they're unable to pull themselves away from that attention to be with the man that's probably going to be the one man to make them happy. After their beauty fades, gravity comes to them, they start hanging, they got the fupa going on. Now they're saying, you know what? Those pictures aren't bringing in 12,000 views anymore. You know what I mean? That's when they're looking. And by then, they're you know, you want to turn the page on them because they're like, yeah, no.
Okay.
And that's what I'm saying. When people speak about a woman, I always say, listen, I think a woman should do all what she needs to do, get her career in check, and then ask herself, do I want to be married with kids? Get to that point. And then when she gets to that point, okay, what kind of guy I want? And when she gets to that point, okay, what kind of life I want? Okay, when she gets to that point, when do I want kids? Because, you know, you got up until 35 before the geriatric and all that. And break it down. It's true. Break it down. I mean, you know, any gynecologist would tell you that, right? So you break it down. That's all I'm saying. And men have to do the same too. We have to look in the mirror. Okay, you know what? My job is paying me 60. Maybe next year I'll be 70. I'm going to retire with so much. The girl at the bank looks good. I ain't going to attract a 10 because that would require $2,000 a month. Let's see. I'm living in an apartment, but I'm saving up to buy a house. That's the girl in the grocery store. That's the girl at a bank. That's the girl that's coming up to be a lawyer, but she's in school and you're taking care of her and you guys are building together. That's being realistic. I'm not going to be unrealistic to that. Like people say, why? You know, that's all I'm saying. And I think men need to do that. I think you need to work to what type of lifestyle you want.
I see people doing this already, though.
Yeah, but it's not, but me too. But listen, let's be real. I mean, OnlyFans is there for a reason, right? Women are making more money than regular girls that look like Tom, Dick, and Harry are making a killing.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm just so happy that I am at the age I'm at and mature, and my wife and mom and grandma, everything. Because if I was young in this day and age, and you don't even have to physically sell any ass. Oh my! I mean, that's so easy because that's the main reason why chicks was always apprehensive about being a whore. I mean, they were just doing it already in private, but it was just like, wow.
Well, now they're getting paid. So
just the thought of being ran through was like, dude.
Well, I was already showing it to my boyfriend. I was already showing it to my boyfriend. He let the pictures leak, so now I can get paid for those leaked pictures.
There you go.
I get it.
It's just interesting, but the thing is, I noticed that. See, I don't know. Like I said, me and my father, I'm very close with my father, so it's just a lot of things that I knew I couldn't do. So that kind of stuff. I don't knock people that are in that industry whatsoever, but the thing is like. You do realize that when you have children, as I have 3 grown sons, when you have children, they're going to get questioned. It's like, and I mean, my sons, they can't, there's nobody that can pull up shit. So I'm so happy about that. Love you too, babe. I'm so happy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's another thing you got to be careful about.
That's crazy as hell. Like, you have to be careful about shit like that.
Yeah.
I don't judge it. I don't judge it. If that's how people want to make their money. But the other thing, what I don't like right now is people doing these skits specifically for, just for likes, but they're just making themselves and making people that look like them look bad. And that, I don't know, that falls in line with even this OnlyFans thing too. I've never been on OnlyFans, so I don't know anything about that. But
right. Well, I mean, like OnlyFans is for is not everybody's cup of tea, right? I mean, I don't know. I don't agree with any of that lifestyle, so I'm not even gonna go there and pretend I know about it because I don't.
It's nothing to disagree with either. I mean, it is what it is. I'm fascinated with that lifestyle, and for the simple fact that it exists. That is $1 billion industry.
Listen, I get the money. It's just that be realistic after you leave it, what you're going to get.
Yeah, you just better be smart somehow or invest your money.
Invest your money, but if you're looking for that connection with the guy that has got his life together, it's not going to happen.
Wait, I don't know. Hold on, because there are men out here who.
I'm talking in general. Men don't want their women all over the internet. Oh, come. You're telling me the average guy would tell you, yeah, a good guy will tell you, yeah, I love it. My wife's on OnlyFans. It's great at the office.
They
No.
can say that, but if they were placed in that situation, yeah, they would.
You think if a man's got his shit together, he would choose an OnlyFans girl over somebody less?
Oh my goodness, I have stories.
I don't believe that. I don't believe for 1 second a man that's got his life together would go for their OnlyFans girl or no.
So
No.
you really don't think that a man would go and pick a prostitute up and literally just maybe
Wife her?
go home and throw out his good wife and take in the
I'm
prostitute?
not saying that doesn't happen, but that's not generally what men want. What man wants a streetwalker?
That's not what you want.
No. Wait. In general, you think generally speaking, men want streetwalkers and whores?
I mean, they're still they're in business.
I'm not talking about hitting it. That's separate. I'm talking about wifing it and having kids with it. You think in general that's what men want?
So where do you think these whores go when they retire? You think they just disappear? They're at the PT.
Oh my gosh, you're wrong.
What do you wait? They don't disappear, Antoine.
Wait a minute. They don't disappear, but they're alone, and most of them
No,
are
they're
home.
not. No, they're not.
Wait a
They're
minute,
grandma.
wait. So I just want to
They're
be clear.
watching Jeopardy right
I
now.
just want to be clear. Generally, I just want to be clear. You're saying what you're saying. Do
Yeah.
you think, generally speaking, men want a 304, a whore, a OnlyFans girl?
The mind don't know.
Wait. I'm asking a question. I'm asking a specific question. That's what you generally think men want?
Not at all. I'm not saying that.
Okay.
But I'm saying if they're still being wifed and they're still and
wait a minute, wife that what percentage would you say?
Listen.
No. Wife, you're saying wife. I'm saying I'm asking what you think the percentage of these women, these type of women getting wives, what's their percentage?
Oh gosh. Let's see.
Out of 100%.
Out of 100%?
Out of 100%. You ask 100 out of 100 men, you line them up, which one would pick? How many?
I don't think any of those men that are sane would consciously pick that.
That wasn't my question, though.
Yeah, but that's my answer.
That's not, you can't answer the question. That's not answering the question.
Hey, if they still are having relations, they're still having babies.
I'm talking about wifing with kids and having a family. Okay. Generally speaking, you line up 100 men. How many of those men would want a streetwalker, OnlyFans, porn chick to marry?
Maybe two would come out and be like, that's what I want.
That's nothing. I can agree with that. 2%, yeah, we're good.
No, 2 of them, yeah, about 2%. How?
Oh, that's good. I'm good with that.
Now let's go to the realistic side of it. How many of them will actually marry a chick that was that? They consciously said they didn't want that, but how many will end up with one?
I would say, you know what? Because of the way society is today and how much sex is so prevalent in the forefront of everything you do, say, and watch on TV, I would say it increased to about 20%, 25%.
Okay,
maybe even pushing a 30%. Because it's so, men would make that mistake to try and change her.
And I'll even give you this. Before, and I'm not making any suggestions of anything, but before the Kevin Samuels popularity, that percentage would have been shifted. Don't you think?
I think Kevin. See, I disagree with Kevin Samuels on certain things that of value. So I'm not gonna. He's great at what he says. I agree with him on a lot of what he says, but there's some things we don't agree on.
Now, not to make it about him, but I'm just saying the knowledge.
Yeah, but I would say
aware.
I would say a big shift came with him. Yes, I would say you're right. And men and women both started realizing their worth and started knowing where they fit in the sexual marketplace value.
Right. No matter how anybody felt about him, he still shook up people. Just like Trump. No matter how you feel about him, he still shook up people. And
yes, we agree on that. I can agree with you on that.
Right. So I think to answer your question fairly, I believe now in this current age, with now the awareness of what men have, that percentage would be, like you said, about 20% of that 100% would knowingly marry that type, but I don't think they would marry that type with her being currently in that lifestyle, he would marry that type once she is probably redeemed.
Right.
And that's not something men consciously want. That is why, and I hate to bring up celebrities in this, but this is a very hot topic. This is why people make laugh sometimes of Sierra and Russell, and a lot of Black women, they can't understand it, and I can't understand how they can't understand it. But I'm not judging any side. I could just see every perspective of it without being biased. But I don't know how women can't see how men can see it. You see, because I can see it how the men can see it, but the women can't. You see? Okay.
No, I agree with you on that. I would say this. I would go as far as to agree with you that if let's say a woman had a past like that, I would think if she redeemed herself, like you said, I mean, she's doing good now. Like I would say I know somebody, not really well, but I know them that, they stripped and they made good amount of money to put themselves through school. A 9 to 5 wasn't cutting it. And she didn't have the family backing like most people. Yeah. So, and she did it for a while. What happened and how far she went, don't know. Can't really say. But I'm just saying she did put herself through school. And I would say, I don't know if she's married or not. Like I said, lost contact. But I wouldn't be surprised if she got married because that was her past. And that is a hell of a story. Yeah. And I believe that a woman could redeem herself. I really do. If that is way in the past. Like way in the past.
I understand.
Okay? That I would definitely say she has a shot over somebody that recently quit and said, well, now I want to get married. I would say, yeah, no.
Understand. Yeah. And you know what, from my life observation and personal experience, I can honestly say that the past, make sure it's not a recent past. Like I decided to stop yesterday and I want to get married. No.
Agreed.
Got to detox for a bit,
No, agreed. We agree on that. Definitely. I think that, and I'll say this for men as well. I wouldn't say you have to be a confident man to be with a woman like that because, that has nothing. I don't think it has anything to do with. I think you have to be a forgiving man because you cannot throw that in her face ever.
Okay,
She told you from the get-go. She told you, she was honest enough to tell you from the beginning. At that time, you were so in love with her, you made that decision to go forward with it. I don't think you have the right to throw that in her face ever again. And if you did, she has a right to divorce you because that was not part of the deal.
See, I like that. I think, you know what, and that is a really good thing you just added there. I would have. That's real, because a lot of us will come up with, oh, he just got to be confident. No, that's a whole different. No, forgiving.
Yeah,
like that.
He has to have, because he can never throw that in her face or use it against her because she confessed that in the beginning, way before you built a life together. Yeah, and he can't come back and say, well, I picked you. You were working the streets, and I still accept you. You can't do any of that.
Yep.
And I think if I was a woman, I would divorce him based on what he said, because that shows he never did forgive me and never did really accept me. He accepted me at the time with the love he had for me at that time. But as the love became, well, we hope grow. Obviously, in this case, it grew enough not to make him forget. I think it's a waste of time you continuing that relationship.
Yeah, I understand that. That's true. I can
you also have to, I'm also speaking with a guy that doesn't have kids, but you also have to weigh out the factor with the kids. But forgiveness is what it takes, not confidence.
I like that.
Ain't no man gonna come up to you and be in the movies and go, oh, I saw your wife on Instagram. No man is brave enough to tell you that to your face.
No, unless she's currently still doing it.
Exactly. But we're talking about if it was something that way in her past.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Vanessa Williams, she did Playboy way back in the day, right? She has kids, she has a wife, and she had all that stuff, husband and everything like that. Nobody had a problem marrying it to her, and nobody questioned her Playboy. They didn't, because they forgave her, and not even a forgiveness because it was tastefully done, but they accepted it.
Yeah,
and that's not why she got divorced from him, right? Let's be real.
And when I was talking earlier about the red flags, those were the type of red flags I was talking about. Like, these things, because I'm gonna tell you, Antoine, hey, this is just the truth. My husband and I, we've been together now with 13, almost going on 13 years. And I have 3 sons. Right. They're grown now. The youngest of those three are be 18 this year. But my husband and I've been together that long. So can you imagine? Yeah. So I'm
There's
pretty
a
sure.
lot of forgiving going on there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was married prior, but still, that's now I look back because I didn't. My father told me, it was like, you're crazy. Because when I was like, I got to come out of this marriage. He said, "Are you sure you want to be a single mom with three sons?" He said, "No man is gonna ever want to do."
I think if you're in it, you're in it. I don't think no. It would have to be, yeah. If a woman's in it, you really have to say, if you're leaving that, you got to ask yourself what's out there waiting for me, because you ain't getting nothing.
I didn't even think like that. That was even in my thought process. I had men when they found out, one particular man, when he found out I had three sons, he took me house shopping to find houses that would accommodate them. But I didn't feel comfortable with that because I didn't ever want to introduce him to anyone else unless I'm getting married. So they never met any other man outside of my husband. But I did date, and I did, feel and vet any potential future mate. I wasn't ever one of those women to bring anyone around my children. So, but
Well, no, should you be, right? I mean, that would be the smart thing to do.
yeah, that traumatized me as a child. I thought that was the most selfish thing. I must say this. It's interesting. The other day, my mother, me and her, we're really cool now, and it's just kind of funny. But this would traumatize the fuck out of somebody. But she was like, "Hey, let me talk to your husband right quick. 'Cause my family love my husband." So she talking to him, and she was just telling him, she's like, my daughter, she's a really good woman, and she was just apologizing to him for how she raised me. She said, I raised her real hard, and she went through a lot. She
When you
said,
say
but
hard, in the sense of strict and making sure she stays straight.
oh no, you don't
Oh,
even want to know. It's books about my
Good-
childhood.
good- good.
But anyway, to make a long story short, my childhood was pretty hard. And she said, but you know what? She said, I just wanted dick. I don't know why. She's like, I just wanted dick. And I had a lot of them. And she had to watch me do all of that. And I'm sorry. She's like, I don't want dick right now. 68 years old. Like, I just, now I'm alone, and
I think that I think men and women need to think with the other head.
let me tell you that, but hearing this level of accountability from a 68-year-old woman, like she said that, she didn't say penis, she said I want it,
Right.
and I just put that over being a mother, and I'm sorry,
Yeah.
and I didn't want her to feel bad, and I just laughed it off. I was like, Mom, you're good. I'm 40. I'm straight. But I will
But
say,
that's good that she wants that forgiveness, though. Don't you think?
she's been had it. I forgave her.
Exactly. But for her to mention it, obviously she felt the need to say it. No.
She hasn't forgiven herself because
Oh,
she's
that's
looking at
unheard
her
of.
overall. Yeah, she's looking at her overall life, and now she's questioning, like, wow, look where my decisions have led me. So, I say that to say, any young woman or any woman who's watching, and when you think that you can continue doing that, eventually, and that's just for not just any woman, but a man too. It just gets to a point where it's like, damn, it is nice to have companionship, even if it's not so much of a lover, but it's nice to have companionship, because as humans,
That's how we were designed, though.
that we're designed for that. Yes. Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're going against the grain of sand, and I'm not even talking biblical, but we're going against the grain. If we, as humans, we're meant to be together and bond and grow, right?
Yep.
I think the biggest joy a woman could do is give birth. I really believe that's the I think that's why they get devastated if a doctor tells them they're unable to have a child, even though they don't want a child. To hear that you can't have a child is even more devastating, right? To say you don't want one, but to say you can't have one, that's taking away something, right?
Yeah.
Because there's men that will leave your ass cold knowing you can't have a child, because they say no, I want my legacy, right? And I think if a woman is gonna be in that position, that's why for like a woman should. I mean, listen, I'm going way off track, but I think just women need to vet more than men, because men think with our head, women think with they should think with their mind. I think women need to vet properly. I think they really need to dive in and. Yeah.
You don't.
And if they have kids, they need to even vet. They need to make big sacrifices to go into another man's life.
I don't think women think with this all the time. See, there's that saying, they say men think with the bottom head and then they
Yeah,
don't.
that's what I said. Women should think with that. That's what I believe.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
yeah. Men think with the wrong head. I think women need to think with their head. Women need to really. I think women need to vet men, especially if they want a good one. And I'm not talking about a wealthy one. I'm talking about a good one, because that good one could lead to a wealthy one, right? And I think women need to vet better than men.
Well, what is wealth? I look at prosperity and wealth as, yes, okay, a lot of money, right? But wealth and health fall in line. Being happy, to me, that being your paintings is your wealth.
Right.
It's your assets.
Right. That's what I'm going to be remembered by. So far, that's what I think.
Yes, your legacy is your wealth. So
I swear to God, I think that's all I'm going to be remembered by. But that's me.
No, Antoine, let me tell you something right now. You're still young. You're still young. I know this sounds, but you're still young.
I'm still, listen, there's no way I'm not.
You're still young.
There's no way I'm not gonna. I'll tell you right now, there's no way I'm not gonna have a kid. Let's just say that.
Right. First of all, you're a Caribbean man. I know about you. I know about you.
But I would say this: I'm more confident now than I was in my past about having a kid. Right?
It's not maturity, Antoine. It's maturity.
Yeah. I wasn't. And if I was mature before the 3 good ones that came my way, I would have probably settled with one of them. But I was greedy about my career, and not that I don't recommend anybody being greedy, but I think you should. That whole saying, "Lift your head up and smell the roses," is a fact, and I've always said that on the show. So I'll stand by that. Vic knows that. Garfield knows that. I've always said that. I think that. Well, but I think women need to today, modern time. Men need to do their job. Young men especially. Ask themselves what kind of woman they do want, what kind of woman they can afford. And I think, yeah, I'm being honest with you. Yeah. What kind of woman you can afford. Listen, it costs money for nails. I'm just saying it costs money for a good roof, a good bed. It ain't cheap.
Nope.
I'm not saying, you get more women with a Mercedes and a Honda. Let's be real now. And I think men need to determine what kind of lifestyle they want, and I think women need to vet. Goddamn, these women need to vet their men good. I think they need to look past his dick and say, okay, the dick is good, but is that going to sustain our lifestyle together?
I have one recommendation for that when you say look past the dick. And this was the method that worked for me, and it worked like magic. I already loved him before the intimacy. So the thing is, if you jump into bed too soon, what's going to happen? You're going to have mixed signals, because now it's, of course, physically you're going to have fun, but you need to have this kind of connection before you have that lower connection.
Yeah.
Here's what I was talking about earlier when I was, having an explanation about sex. When a man and a woman are having sex and he's, penetrating her, he's pushing energy within her. If she is blocked here and she is not at least have some care for this man, she can't feed you back what you're giving her. You see, it's a whole energy circulation going on there. So it's also self-love involved in that. Think about it. If you love yourself as a man and you're about your mission, just like you said, hey, I chose my career. I can't fault you for that, because you can now live life with no regrets. Would you have liked it if you had to marry somebody and then now you have these children and you're looking like, damn, I could have been a great artist, but shit, I can't get no quiet time. She nags. Yeah. You see, so you don't have any regrets because you're still young enough to go and make children. You're still, you know what I'm saying? Look at my husband. My husband's older than you.
But I still have to say to myself, I swear to God, I still say to myself, and Vic knows this, I still say to myself, I can't say that I wouldn't have been where I am now without a woman, because I made I made the decision to go for my career because I did not want the struggle, love. I don't want, can I afford to go on vacation? I didn't want none of that shit. I didn't want to, no, I'm not going to worry about my car being fixed. And I'm not doing that. I'm not going to worry about healthcare. I'm not going to worry about what I'm eating. Gas goes up. It doesn't affect me because I can afford the gas. I did not want that. And I didn't want that life for my family. right? I didn't want that life for my family. I'm not going to say that I'm going to be a leader and my wife not going to work. Oh, no. She's going to work if she wants to work. That's her. That has nothing to do with me. We're going to come together to raise a kid. If you want to stay home, which I prefer you do in the first 6 months, get that bonding thing going on, then we can figure out the rest of life. But I did not want struggle love. No freaking way. Okay. I did not want that shit. No. And that was more important to me than a kid at the time.
Yeah.
But would I have made it if I had a kid? I don't know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's
still
a good
never.
one.
It's still. I mean, you just never know what life brings. So.
I mean, listen, life's gonna bring it to me one way or the other. I'm telling you that right now.
There you
Rather
go.
I make that willing mistake.
Yeah, but I think what you got to do is just let shit flow. Don't put up all these. Listen, if I had wrote all these blinders up and like, you know what? Because my husband, when we met, you say you don't return calls. When we met, he called the last time he was calling me was when I answered, because I was like, I wouldn't answer his call. I didn't answer his call because first of all, he's handsome. Second of all, he has a very thick accent. He's from Guyana. So I couldn't understand his accent. So
Right.
it was just a lot of other factors. And then something happened.
Right.
And my father, he's well now, but at that time he got sick. I'm really close with my dad. I felt so, I don't know. My whole foundation was rocky. And he texted me, he asked me out to lunch because he knew I liked cheesecake. So I was like, you know what? Let's go. And guess where we went?
Where?
Cheesecake Factory. Because I like cheesecake. And he even surprised me with 2 big old slices of my favorite cheesecake. Anyway, he made me feel really good, and it was, I don't know, that was it. And I thought maybe it was because, like, man, my dad, I thought I was gonna lose my father, but I didn't. He's still here and he's healthy, but you know, if I had been like, oh nah, I can't do this. He's handsome. He's this. He's that.
See how many times you mentioned handsome? You see, I told you.
No.
No, don't even backpedal. You see how many times you mentioned handsome?
Antoine, if that was a red flag for me, that's why I keep mentioning, because that was a red flag.
He was handsome. Come on now. You know how many times you mentioned it? I let that ride so I can hear it at least 5 or 6 times. And you mentioned that so many times. But I told you, it plays a factor. And it's okay. It's okay. But
okay,
I'm just
okay. It did a little bit. But that not a lot, because that was actually 2 red flags. Because listen, handsome men, everywhere we go, like, I'm very secure as a woman, but everywhere we go, like, he like, women are just like all over him. And I think it's so funny. I love it. And we're like the perfect couple, because he don't pay it any mind, and my daughters notice it. So my daughters take it personal. My daughters don't like it. And I think it's hilarious. He's so oblivious.
Oh, he's not oblivious. He's oblivious when he's around you. Oh, he's not oblivious. Oh, no. Don't say what men are. We're not oblivious. We're oblivious around you.
I understand that.
Okay, good.
I understand that part, but I'm just saying, like, he's just like, I'm just trying to just go home. Like, I'm not, like, you know, I don't know.
But let me ask you one question. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you think women are vetting men good today? On a serious note.
No, they don't understand them too much. Most women don't understand men to vet them.
Okay. And let me ask you this. Because a lot of these things I see with channels coming up, and I'm not going to mention any of them, but we can both say that social media.
Okay.
I wonder, like, a lot of these women that are in their 20s, 27, let's say 27 and up, because I think as a woman, you better prioritize if you want a man by 25, 26, that age there. I don't care what you do before that. Make all your mistakes before that. But come 26, 27, if you do the math, guy's going to date you for a year. You're 28. You got a plan for a life. Kid comes at 30, before 35. Let's do the math, right? Where do you see them being with so many women not wanting to have kids, not wanting to be within a relationship by that age?
Well,
is it a good thing or a bad thing, you think?
It can go either way, honestly.
Or what do you think? I know it can go either way, but where do you think it's leaning? Good or bad in a nutshell?
I don't, it's hard to answer because I don't even know.
Because I think women, I think these women.
I don't know. Let me tell you this. I can only reflect on what was happening when I was in the dating world, and I think that world might be obsolete. So
It is.
Okay.
It is.
It's hard for me to speak on, but from me having interactions with males, even though it's not any flirtatious interactions, but I'm having interactions, I don't think so much that it's the vetting thing. Everybody you meet, it can't be fucked up. It's a communication issue. And I think a lot of people need therapy, and I don't think a lot of people really understand that they're the problem. I really don't think people understand, because I know when I'm the problem, but the self-awareness of the average person is very low. So I think that it's hard for me to believe that you just haven't ran across somebody that you have some kind of compatibility or chemistry with, but the communication was off, or either that motherfucker was crazy, something, but it goes back to people just not being aware. Some people are just hard to get along with, period. You really don't know. You think it's the other person.
I think honestly, and if I'm gonna be raw about it, I think if a woman does not get with a man companionship and have that roof of protection, no matter where she is in her career, rather the top doctor, the top lawyer, how much money she has in the bank, I think she's gonna be. I think that it's gonna be women are gonna die out and be one, because men are meant to live alone. We only use the woman to reproduce if we're talking genetics and how we're built and how we are made. But I think if women don't use that part of them, I think they're always going to be living a life of something missing. And I think they're going to be dying out because they cannot survive on their own. And when they say they cannot survive on their own, I don't mean in a financial situation. I mean more in a mental, healthy, stable life. I think
you know what? This is what they'll have. Look at this. Oh.
Yeah. and even that's going to want to avoid her because she's not playing with it as much because she can't.
Well, that's why you get more than one.
Yeah, exactly. But again, I just think that, because animals have sense and animals know when it's coming to the end and when you're too depressed to make a man, they know. And I just think that women really need to find somebody to be with. I think men, listen.
That's as close to
we always got something to tinker with. We're men. We always got something to tinker with. But I think women, that's how I feel. And I'm saddened when I hear 30-year-old, 35-year-old saying, "Oh, I don't need a man right now. I got time." And I'm like, okay.
Okay, realistically, I'm gonna say this. Now, yes, ideally, I do tell young women around 27 or so, you do want to think about, okay, because my mama told me, my mom said by 28, wrap it up. She's like, whatever you're gonna do, by 28, make sure you're married and think about having some children. So that's what she did. So that's what I did. About 28 was my time where I was like, okay, I feel I'm settled. But I have seen so many marriages happen recently, and these women were in their 40s and 50s, and beautiful women. I'm talking beautiful women. So and or older. So it's still happening. And I'm not sitting here saying that, women should just hold out and wait for that long. A lot of times these were second marriages, but it just
exactly second marriages. Okay, I get that. I'm talking about
first, but a lot were seconds. But it just shows that life still continues.
But again, I think for a woman, I'm just generally speaking, I think it's best that they couple with someone. I don't think a woman is meant to be alone because they carry more emotionals, more feelings.
We're not meant to be alone.
We're not designed for it. We're meant to live on a mountain, cutting down our own wood and putting it in a fire and dying in a wheelchair and feeding the pigeons. We're meant for that. You'll see alone.
Men live long.
Men are meant for that.
No.
Men are meant for, human beings are meant to be together, but a man is capable of survival on his own. He kind of like thrives on you never see those shows, and that's what I'm saying. Women aren't meant to live like these guys that are in Atlantic.
I agree with you on that. You know why? Even though, emotionally, it might be something like, no, want to disagree, but it's funny. I was just watching this show about people that are living out in the Arctic, and there was just people in general just living out in the Arctic. And what concerned me the most was one woman, and she was aging, and she was alone, and then her water wasn't clean. She had to build shit, and she was aging. She had no children, she had no husband, and I don't know why. Sometimes it just crosses my mind about, damn, like is she okay? But the men, oh, they were cool. They had their dogs. They were fishing and hunting. I don't know.
That's what scares me with society today. When I see all these beautiful women, nice women talking and just expressing themselves in such a negative way towards men, and I couldn't say it, not towards men, but towards finding a good man to settle down with. They want to date and keep dating, and all that's telling the good men is that you have a lot of history. You got a lot of past, and like I wouldn't, like me personally, I told Garfield, everybody knows this, I wouldn't marry no virgin. Don't get me wrong, I'm not looking for that. I'm not teaching anybody on my wedding night. You better, if anything, you had to freak me out. But I'm just saying, but this whole saving yourself for marriage, that was once upon a time.
I just had to pop in, man. I knew something wild was about to happen, and I was just sitting back, just waiting.
But I've always said it.
Wait, didn't I say he wanted a dom? I said that.
Yeah. Listen.
You called it.
I'm just saying, like.
Okay.
Hey, that's why his first, like, before you came on, Star, he was like some consequence. I guess we go right to beat him. and that's it right there. This stuff writes itself. I just turn it on. You know what I'm saying? So, somebody just said women outlive men by 5 years.
So what? And what's your point? Yeah. What's your point to that? What's your point? And that's depending on the man. But the way this obesity you guys got going on right now, your spandex is your best friend. Trust me, you ain't outliving nobody.
Hey, Antoine, listen, I'm sitting here right now with my spandex on.
And I'm letting all you women out there know something. A curtain isn't a dress. Okay? A curtain is not a dress.
I'm sitting here just looking at all my fat like, dang, Antoine, you feel that's how you feel?
No, but you know what I mean. I'm just like, when people tell me that, I'm like, what does that mean? They outlive men. What man are you talking about?
But listen, that is only because of men do more manual labor.
We're out there in the deep sea doing our shit. We're breaking down our bodies.
We're supposed to die at work.
I don't mind dying at work. Hell shit, yeah. All right. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
You gonna slip on some paint?
Hey, man, I'm inhaling pastels over here. You think that?
It's not the way that we want to go out. You know what I'm saying? But like, if it happens, most men are gonna say, "I hope it happens on my terms." You know what I'm saying? Whereas, like, I believe most women would be like, they don't even want to think about it. They just want to get old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and get out the way.
But do you really want to be old and alone with no memories?
Yeah, because like my
language.
I already said, look, I told my kids this. I said, look, I don't want to burden nobody. Look, make sure, like, because I got benefits. I'm good. So I'm like, make sure you put me in a real good assisted living. I get my pudding cups. I get bingo nights and shit. I'm straight. Just make sure.
Listen, your kids should, first of all, your kids should not be put in your home. We would never put my mother and father in a home. There's always going to be a room.
Well,
because there's nobody going to watch my kids better than my mom and dad. Ain't nobody.
Okay,
your kids are going to look after you and make sure you're well taken care of, and they're going to bring their grandkids over to play on your lap. They ain't bringing it to no person in a home losing their teeth. Ain't happening.
Thank you. All right, that would be great, but I told them, hey,
you are nobody's burden. That's craziness. And that's why I told Garfield and Victor, I said, no. I said, a woman, I imagine being a woman and not having memories of what we're talking about right now. Like, just imagine that. You have no memories of no kids, no man that really, truly loved you that would die for you and take a book. I mean, that is such a lonely thing for a woman.
You know
Considering how romantic and passionate they are about love and Valentine's Day. And I just
let me tell you something, Antoine. Not all of us are that way. I'm gonna tell you this.
I'm not saying all, but that's generally how you're designed.
It's how we're designed. But
Yes.
some of us have been broken. That is certain. It's a certain essence to you that when you know you've been unveiled, and some of us don't have that part of us any longer. I understand where you're coming from, is that more of that inner child, but a lot of people need to come back to that. But when you really feel fulfilled inside, you look at those things. If you never had it, you feel eventually content with it, because then you start looking at the shit that you did have. Listen, we have
You don't have nothing. What do you have? Material possessions? What do you have? A house?
What if she was a writer? What if she?
I'm an artist. I can tell you now it gets lonely looking at this artwork. I don't even want to see my own artwork.
I do believe. Listen, I'm gonna validate what you're saying, because I have a book on tantra, and it even speaks that it says a woman is not supposed to be alone.
No.
On a scientific level, we produce better when we have our male counterparts. But because there's more women, that we didn't address that what was wrote below there are more women than men, so everybody ain't gonna get one. And then you got a lot of women linking up with each other, then they with each other, so everybody just ain't gonna get one.
But I tell you one thing, Starry, I agree with. I'll tell you this about a man, though. A good woman could make a man or break him.
Oh, absolutely.
I think a good woman, I think a man, as much as he could survive on his own, I don't think he wants to survive on his own.
No.
But he's capable of it. That's all I'm saying. Like he's capable of it, but I don't think human nature or human beings are designed to be alone. I think they at least have to pass through the path of love, marriage, kids, and then go off into the sunset if it doesn't work out.
Yes, I agree with that. I agree with that.
That's all I'm saying. I just can't imagine a man living his life without ever being loved. That is, just think about that.
Well, that's why people get dogs.
What would you compare your life to?
Get a dog.
That dog, you can't fuck a dog.
Oh well, no.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Imagine being a man never having that experience of release.
Well, yeah, from prostitutes.
That's not the same, though.
I got a chaperone. Like, what did you just say? What? Don't say it again. Whatever it was you just said, I know it was crazy. I heard something about a dog.
Yeah, she said you could get a dog. Like,
he said a man who's never been loved. I said that's why people get dogs, and he was like, "No, but I thought he meant like love, like person love them." But as far as that romance type of love, that's why people go. Now, remember we said we go back to the prostitutes. She's like, who would want that? Those kind of men would want that, because
that's a release. It's not that's a release. It's like some girls you want to wake up next to, some girls you hope you're not waking up next to. That's a release.
It's a temporary thing.
But I don't think any man could survive without at least should survive without at least going through the realm of having it all to saying they don't like it. That's all I'm saying. Like, imagine not experiencing love, bitterness, happiness, sadness, anger, kids, not having kids, turmoil, tribulations, and then boom, into the sunset. That would be, what would you think about it? You'd have nothing to think about. You would be like an introvert with no personality, because that's what shaped you along the way.
Yeah.
You know, my experience shaped me along the way to have my visions that I am today. Not all of them are good. You know, some would say I'm jaded, and I would agree with that. But but at the same time, I know what I want and where I'm headed. But it would be crazy if I didn't go through some sort of experience. It would be crazy if you were a beautiful woman and you were never appreciated as one. You were never touched as one and appreciated. You never had kids to see your beauty in your kids. That would be like how a woman would go through life like that would be unbelievable. Wow. That's like a man not building nothing. That would be like every man could say they built something. Rather they fixed a car or we fixed a toy growing up. We built something. Imagine a woman saying she's never been appreciated for her beauty. Oh my goodness. I think that is like a man never grabbed you and said, you are just gorgeous. And now you have kids and you can look at your kids and say, wow, my beauty created that. Imagine being a woman not being able to do that. That would be like, no, I don't think that's right.
But there's a lot of them that do.
Yeah, well, you know what? And those are the ones we're not talking about. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, I don't listen. I don't mind a woman being a she-male. I'm just not into it. If she, you know what I mean? I get the whole she-male thing. I get it. Some women, you know what I mean? I get it. No, I really do get it. I get it. Some of them are she-males. I get the whole thing. You don't need nobody but the one in the mirror. I get that. You know, you pee standing up. I get all that. But well, I'm just being honest. That's how you, like you said. There's
Wow.
some of them are just good at it. They don't, you know. But I just, you know.
You know, I actually seen that shit before.
Yeah, some of them are like that. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. I'm speaking facts here.
Yeah.
They just have that personality where they just missed every feminine bone tree hitting going into landing. They just missed every one.
Every branch, huh?
They just landed, and yeah, I'm wearing a pair of pants. I don't even know what a dress is. You know those. And I think the more that I think that shouldn't be. I think that's not right. You know.
Sometimes it's a personality trait.
I think women should be loved and appreciated at least once in their life.
That's why they need their fathers, because at least if you never find that, you feel fulfilled because at least some man gave that to you.
Yes, exactly. Star, that's what I'm talking about. At least you experienced it.
Yep.
And to not have it, I just think it's so sad. And I'm not even joking right now. I just think as a woman, it would be so sad. You know? I'd rather be like I always say, I'd rather be my father's disappointment than not have a father at all. That's all I'm saying.
No, your lips.
What is that? Daddy never disappoints. Yeah, it's true too. Yeah, it's true too. Whoever said that, Facebook user, you're right about that one.
You know what, Junior, we're having. I know you were just upstairs. My son came downstairs.
Okay, that's time. It's time. I get it. Vic, come back on.
No, he said he wants to say hi.
Hey, little man, what's happening?
Good.
What's a crack-a-lacking? You good?
What's going on?
Nice. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so can mommy have this little minute? Okay. You want me to cook something, huh? Again. Okay.
Star, it was a real pleasure. I know you got to go. I'll give you your way
I
out.
already cooked. He just wants me to cook again.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so he's fine.
But that's my take on that. I think it's very important for women to. I just wish the storyline would change on the internet about that. I just wish that.
That's a good note to close out on. Like, so before we go, Star, would you please leave us with a few closing thoughts and let us know where we can locate you and drop your links and stuff in the comments.
Be honest, God damn it.
Oh man, where do I begin? Closing thoughts. Well, thanks for watching. I hope it was a pretty enlightening conversation. And if you are someone who, the topics on Yes Man or Narcissist, know how to filter out different personality traits. Know who you are. Know the darkest parts of yourself, because then you'll be able to see it in others. Then you won't be a victim. You'll have a victory. You see that, Victor? But that's all.
Bars.
Yeah, that was good. Men, I think you should always continue working. I think you should really visualize what life you want for yourself and work towards that. I think you should lift your head up and smell the roses, of course. So when something good comes by, you know how to grab it, hold on to it, and build with it. But I think the most important thing is to build your life to the way you want it to be. Everything costs a price. Everything has a price. You know what I mean? And if you want the White House with the picket fence, there's a price to that. But I think men should continually keep on growing. Do not become complacent. Don't settle for what you're making. Always look to make more. The only time you rest is when you're sleeping or on vacation. But everything else after that is just work to provide and build the life you want to have. And I think when you have that kind of life, you're able to pick what's right for you to come in as a plus, and then you can build from there together and grow. And I think when you have kids, then it's all about coming together for the kids, the children, making sure they got what they need. you and your significant other or wife become secondary, because now you're building your legacy and you're making sure you're providing for them. But all that, again, comes at a cost and a sacrifice, right? And when I say sacrifice, a sacrifice to the things that you want in your own life. Now it's about them, what they want. That's what I think.
Man, I appreciate it. Thanks to everybody that's been following the content on social media, on all platforms. Antoine and Star, I greatly appreciate you guys for dedicating the time for a good conversation. And I'll see you guys backstage.
Make sure you subscribe on all platforms and hit the like button and follow. Please leave your feedback in the comments. Make sure you hit up the super chat, leave a donation to support the platform. Yo chick make you mad, my chick make me a sandwich. Yo chick make you mad, my chick make me a sandwich. Go cop the shirt, visit the merch store, shop with Accountable Masculinity, and support the platform. Men have hope.